Hey guys, it's Dustin here, the Pro Picker. So I'm getting ready to head out to some thrift stores right now. Might just hit one or two today. Really need to focus on the listing side of things as we have quite the backlog, as I mentioned before. But wanted to go out and get some content for you guys and see if there was any epic scores out there. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing, turning on the bell notifications to stay up to date with my newest reselling content. Also follow me on Instagram for behind the scenes look at ProPickerOhio, and hit the like button and comment down below. Both of those things help me out greatly. And with that, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so here I am heading into the local Goodwill. This is the one that's closest to my house and also near the post office where we do all of our eBay drops at. So I do have a tendency to come to this one the most. Path of least resistance. Plus I also find some pretty decent stuff here. So if it's not broke, don't fix it. And go ahead and head on into the back. Now I do check the clothing from time to time. Most of the time that I do that, though, it's when they have the new clothing racks out. So I kind of get a sense of seeing what's coming through the store on the clothing side. I'm not big on just standing there and doing a lot with the racks. I do turn the corner, and I'm surprised to see this much merchandise out. So they have all these different new stock carts that are being processed right now. So I go ahead and get to work. I'm going to initially do just a quick pass through and look for all kind of the highlights, and then I'll dig deeper, and anything of interest I'm going to go ahead and throw in the cart. I do see this Elvis figure. If it was cheaper, I probably would have picked it up. However, at $6.99, I'm going to have to pass on it. I do put it in the cart to think about, but I do end up putting it back out for everyone to have a stab at if they want it. I know there's a couple other people here on YouTube that have an ashtray problem. I'm one of them. I have a tendency to buy them. I do make money on them from time to time. They don't sell the fastest. However, I should be able to flip that one for something. There's more substance to it than you would normally see in an ashtray. It's really heavy. The Alan Jackson CD there, it's actually sealed. However, only sells for like $7 or $8. So at, I think, $2 their CD rate, I'm going to end up passing on it. And at the end, guys, first off, I buy everything. I buy stuff throughout this entire video, so there's all kinds of cool stuff to see if you stick around. But on top of that, at the end, I'm going to do a brief recap when we get to the cashier so that you'll be able to see everything I actually pick up, because things are going to go in and out of my cart throughout this whole process. So I see this Smith Corona typewriter, and they want $15 for it. It should be about $70 shipped, which isn't too bad. I'll make a little bit of money on it. Mine actually has the lid on it. I think the comp I put on the screen does too. So yeah, I get looking around here and immediately see these action figures. So that's what I go for. And the first two I'll make okay money on. But it's the third one that's really the heavy hitter, guys. I think I've sold this one before. I've sold a couple like it in the past. And this one in this condition should go for about $65 to $70. The bubble is a little bit damaged there, hence why I'm going to have to do some discounting. And that's just a crazy pickup. I do see this Adobe Photoshop's Elements 4.0. Be on the lookout for Photoshop discs. Unfortunately, this Elements one comes out to like $13. So at $5, I can't be a player on it. I put it in the cart, but I do look it up. Ended up putting it back. But like a boxed Adobe Photoshop 5.0 or other versions can be very valuable, actually. So I do take a moment here to look at these, and this is probably making it as a thumbnail of the video. This is how I normally do it. It's one of the ways I make thumbnails. However, I usually don't leave it in the video like this, but we're too far in. I'm already starting my voiceover, so it stays. And getting around to looking at all of the glassware that's been laid out here. So these birds are actually, there's 4 of them. They're actually Fenton, and I believe that's just the stickers all lopped off of them. So I'd say that these are going to be about worth 20-ish a piece shipped. I'm going to try for like 60 for all 4 or something like that. I do see the Star Wars Operation, which I pass on. There's so many small pieces. There's no way they're all there. And it is the newer trilogy, so not super popular anyway. So not one that I'm going to pick up. I do have luck with some French presses. This one, they want $5 for. I decided to pass on it. And I do end up getting this Duck 10. It's not worth a fortune. I probably shouldn't have, and probably should have looked it up. But when there's this much stuff, sometimes, you know, you do end up with a buy or two that you probably could have passed on. I'll still make a couple dollars, so I'll be okay. And checking out what looks like the sugar and flour jars here. They seem to be like no name. And yeah, let's try something out here, guys. Do you guys see anything here that you would have bought that I didn't pick up? Let me know in the comments below. I'd be very interested. And it's helpful in the sense that, you know, it gives everybody some ideas of things to look for when they're outsourcing or thrifting. So definitely want to hear what you guys have to say. This Hamilton Beach juicer, actually, the brand's it's a cheaper brand, so I wasn't expecting much, and I was right. Even though this one looks fancier than their normal stuff, doesn't really seem to have much value to it. So I do end up passing on it. And this is an Indiana glass candy dish. There's an identical one on the table as well that's clear. I'm thinking there will be worth about 25 each shipped. So I do end up picking them up for $5 a piece. Kind of was on the fence on them the whole time, but I do end up grabbing them. As well, I do grab those 4 birds eventually and put them in the cart. As you can see, I'm starting to stack random stuff in there. The tripod that you see in there does not come with me, as that one just isn't worth much money. By the time I shipped it, I would be shipping it at a loss. And this is a Fenton bird as well. This one's hand painted, probably worth around the $25, $26 range shipped. And for $1.99, I'll do that all day long. And then I see what I believe to be a Fenton Angel here. And I think I'll get about $30 shipped for it. The comp I threw up on the screen is not the same thing. This one is hand painted as well and pretty cool. So I do pick that up for $1.99. Did not expect to find this much Fenton stuff in one go. Normally, I do not. And glassware is not my expertise. I'm trying to get better at it. So if you guys saw anything that I should have grabbed, hey, it might still be there tomorrow. Even if not, you know, I could take it as a learning opportunity. So let me know, glass experts, glassperts. And that one's the only one that's red. The other ones are all amber. So I guess that's like the, you know, special cardinal one. I don't know, the cardinal edition. But at $3 a piece, I think they're pretty cool. They definitely stood out on the table. And I did put some thought process if I was going to buy them or not. Shipping's going to be a little annoying. I have a feeling, you know, really you can pack it as well as you want. If it gets chucked too hard by a postal employee or FedEx or UPS guy, what are you going to do? You know, so definitely grabbing the insurance on all of these sales. Even if they go first class, you could still do a top-up insurance. The first $50 is typically $1.70 through eBay. So highly advised on glassware. This little condiment holder looks like it was homemade for the Cincinnati Bengals. I thought it was pretty neat. Historically, I have a hard time selling Bengal stuff. which is a shame because I live just north of Cincinnati in Dayton. A pro tip, these Starbucks mugs can be good. I've sold some for $25, $35 in that range. This one's a 2020, so it's newer. A lot of the discontinued ones are really where the value is on these things. The mug in question here is probably only worth about $10 shipped. So at $2.99 with shipping and eBay fees, there would be no profit, only risk. And we like only profit and no risk on this channel. So yeah, again, there's just so much to look at on these carts. They're pretty stacked. I do find this awesome decanter. It has like a warning on there that it can't be refilled or resold or federal law. I just don't believe a bottle, has the ability to practice law like that. So I will still resell this decanter. But yeah, $4.99. I think we'll get about $25 to $35 for it. It's a very unique one with how the shapes are on it. So I think it's pretty cool. I've had really good luck with decanters. They tend to sell pretty quick too. People that like them just really seem to buy them up. This Black Silk wine bottle, it's an Australian wine from the 1994 vintage, it said, and not worth too much. Taking a moment just to admire this thrift store pickup. What a score. $5.99 for this. It's just if you're not into video games, Final Fantasy, or toys or anything, at least appreciate the fact that they're pretty uncommon and worth a good amount of money actually. I just found the Publishers Clearinghouse thing, Coinbank, to be neat. Unfortunately, not enough value for $1.99. They brought out a new stock cart. I had a feeling they were going to, because I heard a lot of plates and things back there, glassware kind of clanging around, so it felt like they were definitely processing one. So while I looked, I had a feeling another one was going to come out. This ice bucket here is pretty cool. It is made in the USA, but I want to say it's like that 80s kind of a vibe. I don't know if it didn't really feel like it was going to be worth too much. I do grab that whole Bakeware and the Anchor Hawking there. And I grabbed this cool tray. If you guys know anything about this tray, it looks like it held deviled eggs. I'm not even sure. But if you know anything about this tray, let me know in the comments. I haven't had a chance to really dig into it or research it yet. By the way, guys, just to show you guys how much I care about you, this is the second time I'm doing this voiceover because for some reason it decided to go completely out of sync and not work the last time, and I didn't find out until after I was completely done. So hopefully this one works for my sanity. I do spend a fair amount of time investigating this Anchor Hawking piece. It's only $2. At $18, there's still going to be room for profit. However, it's not going to be a home run by any means. It should be an easy list though, this pie dish. For anybody that really knows their Anchor Hawking, it's the 460. And this whole Bakeware, I grab it. It should be pretty good. Now, this is some Hatchimals playset thing, and even at $1.99, there's not enough value there. Kind of crazy. I really like this woven basket. I thought it was pretty neat. I don't end up grabbing it. Maybe I should have. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you think I should have grabbed the woven basket. It was in really good condition. It was actually a lot nicer than the ones that usually come through here. And for $5, the price was pretty fair as well. This is a scale meant to look like an apple. So I guess you can only weigh your apples on it. I don't know. I do not end up grabbing that, as it didn't really feel that expensive. So I start looking around the aisles. We Fit board there, gonna pass. Typically don't take those in unless I get them in lots. And here's kind of a tip for you guys. I've noticed this happens a lot, and I think it happened here. I'm not 100% sure because at $12.99 I wasn't much of a player anyways. Looking at these shocks and struts, there's a tendency for people to get the new part, take it out, put it on their car, put the old part in the box, and then it ends up being donated to thrift, or they sell it at a yard sale. And then you end up with the old part if you buy it at the Goodwill. And if it needed replaced, then it's probably not good, or it's a used part and you're basically, stuck with a scrapyard part. It looks like that's the case here because that part didn't seem to match what was actually on the box. And I don't know if there's really a core charge or anything for shocks and struts. So if there's not, then there's no reason for them to return the old one for recycling purposes or whatever. This is a LED flashlight that you wind up as opposed to being battery operated. So I do mess around with it for a second. At $6 though, I'm not going to make any money, so it does work. I probably could have picked it up for us in case of emergencies, but unless there's very few circumstances I think batteries wouldn't suffice. And by the time we ran out of battery power, I don't know if lights would be our biggest concern. So as mentioned, I do end up putting that back. Now, going down the aisle some, I find this Corning for Meek. This pattern, I couldn't find the exact one, but a similar blue flower pattern. Just didn't have too much value at $2.99 with the shipping and the hassle. I've found some really nice box ones in the past that are good. Another thing that made me not pick this up was that there's actually some damage on this piece, which I'll point out here. And that's going to limit the amount of people that are going to be interested in buying it right there. So at that point, it's just not something I want to mess with. Somebody might not read the description, and then I end up with a return. And worst case scenario, they go item not described to try and make me pay return shipping. I should get into that sometimes, the merits of buyer paid returns and why you should offer them. So this is a really cool pickup here at the end. So Samsung toner cartridge here for a printer, and I grab it for $5.99. I should get like $60 for this shipped. I'll make like $30-$40 in profit on that. Definitely a good pickup. These items sell really well for me. I always sell ink and toner and all that stuff super quick. And you can even sell expired, guys. You just have to note it in the listing and give a little bit of a discount. I found this top shelf hand-painted barware is what it said. And it was like hunting related, and I couldn't find that specific one with any sold comps. So I decided to pass on it. I do find these hot cocoa NASCAR sets and random stuff like this. They're still sealed. Kind of funny. I know. It's just interesting to think. Somebody woke up and was like, we could put a couple mugs and some hot cocoa together and sell a NASCAR hot cocoa set. Apparently, the person it was gifted to did not even open it. They wanted to keep its collectible value up. And there are these boots that I see while I'm checking out, and they're Trashville boots. They're like a goth pair of boots or something like that, and there can be some value there, but they want about what they're worth. So on eBay, and I just obviously can't spend $60 to sell it for $60. So here's kind of a wrap up of everything that I grabbed today. So of course the toner cartridge, the typewriter. I do pick up the ashtray as mentioned because I have a problem. The 3 action figures, I think the Mini-Me is pretty cool. As well as the 2 Final Fantasy figures. Do grab the Hull Bakeware. A lot of really solid finds today. A couple big hitters, and then most of it's just solid merchandise that's, profitable and the kind of stuff that sells on eBay well. Again, if you guys know anything about this platter, let me know. I swear I've seen it before. Glassware is definitely an area I'm trying to learn more about. I do end up picking up all the Fenton birds, all 4 of this set, as well as the hand-painted Fenton bird that I'm about to pull out. And I think it's pretty cool. It's got that carnival glass kind of vibe. It's the 50th anniversary. I don't know if that means what anniversary they're indicating there. The anniversary of Fenton birds. Not sure. But definitely a cool piece. And for $1.99, you really can't lose. I'd say, yeah, same with the birds, the other birds. And same with the angel, the hand-painted angel. I think definitely a nice pickup. Gotta love the decanters. They always sell very well for me. Also the anchor hawking here. The thing about anchor hawking is it sells. So at the very least, we know it's not a bad place to put our money. Probably could have passed on the duck 10, but I should make a couple bucks, so I'll be all right. And of course, these cool candy. I think the candy dishes are way undervalued. Like the cool factor of of the candy dishes, especially that green one, and for how little they're actually selling for comparatively. Maybe we should try and upward trend that. I don't know. Maybe I'll throw some sponsored listings on these and see if I can get a little bit of a higher price in exchange for doing so. And then, of course, the angel for $1.99. I think that will be easily a $30 shipped sale with light shipping. Again, I'll have to top up with the insurance. And I go ahead and settle up and get out of here. All right, guys. So, yeah, I think that was a pretty awesome Goodwill hit. Ended up with a Fenton piece, which is always pretty cool. Don't see it much, at least I don't. I love those birds. Were pretty sweet. I think I'll get like 25 bucks a piece on those. I'm not sure though. And yeah, so I was pretty stoked about that. Some guy was walking down the street with a suitcase, but we have sidewalks here, so that was kind of confusing. So that's why I paused for a second there. Anyhow, man, that threw me off. All those action figures are really cool. The bubbles and card backings are a little bit rough on them, so I'm gonna have to discount them. Won't do killer on one of the Final Fantasies and the whatchamacallit, Austin Powers McFarlane figure there. However, the one Final Fantasy Extra Soldier figure, I believe I've sold that before. That thing goes for like over $75 shipped typically. Again, the bubbles got a little bit of a mess, so I'm gonna have to discount for that. But overall, pretty cool. A lot of great finds today. I don't know if I should have bought the typewriter or not, but I mean, it'll make money, so I guess that's really what matters. Profit, which is not a bad word. And yeah, with that, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Really appreciate you watching, especially if you watched this far. Pretty good Goodwill haul. I've had my air conditioner on for half a second the entire time I was driving, so hopefully that doesn't make the audio sound like crud. But yeah, please subscribe, hit the like button, turn on the bell notifications, comment below. Liking and commenting help me out a ton on getting my video out there in front of new eyeballs, and growing the channel encourages me to make more videos. So if you like this content, that helps me out and it helps you out. I don't know, it helps us all out, so please do so. And check me out on Instagram at ProPickerOhio. Infrequently, sometimes I post more than others on certain days, just depends on how busy I am. I like to update my story with some behind the scenes type stuff on what's going on with my reselling business. So definitely check it out. And yeah, I'm gonna call it on this one. Thank you very much again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.